Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a state of the market video. Today is July 31st, 2021. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. Now, I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Okay, so let's start with the SPX. It really was just a pause week, just sideways consolidation. It was a good week last week, so this is just kind of like moving averages catch up. Nothing real bearish or looking there, probably more in the bullish scenario. So that's SPX. RSP, I think, is what I'm really watching. So we had trying for a breakout in the equal weight SPX, and kind of Friday's action wasn't as good as I would have liked. I would have liked some follow through, but we didn't. We got a sideways move for the most part. Moving averages are starting to separate and curl up, so I think that's the positive to take. So as long as price is above 152, I think that's a positive, right? I think that the bull case is intact. So it's RSP. Looking at Qs, Qs, let me go into the monthly chart. This was an area that I said could be important. Again, it was Fibonacci extension from the lows and the highs over here. Didn't know if it was going to be important or not. So far, it has been. I don't know if it will continue to be, but I think that at least the way I look at it is that as of right now, prices kind of again just moving sideways, but it's in a bullish trend. So I think the bull trend continues with price above 369. Price closes above 369, above this level, then this level was just at a level of interest, a place for the market to pause. But again, right now the bull case is intact, and no reason to think anything else. If this 360 level gets taken out and we start closing below the 23-day EMA, that would potentially change my mind. But as of right now, we don't see that. The equal weights are even more bullish because it's breaking out to all-time highs. So again, that's the bull thesis is still intact on the Qs also. IWM, IWM is the laggard. It's just muddling sideways. It's already an equal weight index, so we don't have to worry about that piece. And it's not really doing anything right. It's not really doing anything wrong. It's just existing, right? Going sideways. So so no signal there, but it's not bearish, it's not bullish, it's neutral really. And if you look at the IWO, it looks exactly the same. So this is the Russell, the small cap growth index, and it just looks exactly the same. Not doing anything bullish, not doing anything bearish, just kind of going sideways. Hasn't made a decision yet. Looking at the financials. Financials, they've been going sideways for a while too, right? Since for a few months now, at least 2 months. Not much progress being made, but again, they're not falling apart. So that's the positive, right? It's not really a signal at this point. It's indecision on the financials. Whereas the SMH, I think that is very bullish, breaking out to all-time highs and closing at all-time highs. And it's a really bullish scenario. It was in a range for a while. It broke out. Has this kind of double bottom, or maybe even call this maybe some kind of cup and handle, whatever you want to call it. It was a consolidation, and it's breaking out to all-time highs. That's very bullish, and especially bullish for technology. So I like that a lot. That's SMH, definitely one for the bulls on that one. Lumber, lumber as a signal, not really giving one. Looks very similar to the, XLF, looks kind of indecisive, if nothing else. So not much to signal in there. Looking at the bond ratio, so this was something that was concerning me last couple of weeks. Were we going to get a move like this, especially when we saw like this move right there? Like, oh man, that could be. But it's kind of chilled out since. So I think it's more likely we're going to get moves like this, moves like this, moves like this, where it does create maybe a little bit of worry in the market, but, nothing to be overly concerned about. Now, if we see another move straight up like this from here, that would change my mind. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing more of this kind of choppiness, but not much progress to the upside. So bond spreads aren't widening, and I think that right now it's just nothing to be too concerned about, something to watch. But again, we're not seeing this. That's what was my fear here back in mid July, and that's been kind of put to bed a little bit. If we get above 151, that would change my story, especially if we do it quickly. That would change what I'm thinking. But as of right now, nothing that I'm worried about. That's bonds. Next up, the VIX. Yeah, VIX is bullish. Nothing overly done with the VIX. Lower highs, lower lows. The VIX in. Again, same thing. Nothing in my opinion, to be concerned about. Everything looks fine there. Put call ratio, really just in a bullish range, not overly bearish or bullish. Not much, there's no signal. Again, the signal may be we're in a bullish range, right? So don't get too bearish because the market, isn't overdone in either direction. Some breadth studies, breadth has rebounded some. It's not like amazing yet, but it's rebounded, and it looks like it's trying to make it above 47, even 50. That would really be something. Right now it's at 38% above the 50-day moving average. Again, we'd like to see this continue to improve, but it's a start. Looking at Valueland geometric index, this was a divergence that said there could be some choppiness in the market, or maybe even a pullback in the market. Hasn't quite gone back to make a higher high yet. And it could potentially roll over again, right? If it gets below this 635, I think we retest 595, 600, but it's not doing that yet, right? Right now, I see the moving averages just trying to curl back up and cross and move higher. So we got to take it for what it is, and know our levels, right? So right now, above 635, it won't be bearish. It'll just be moving sideways and consolidating. So we'll have to see. But breadth continues to slowly improve, which I really like. Gold, gold's done nothing. Here's a weekly of gold. It's still doing nothing. Maybe people are going to say, "Oh, here it's moving higher." Maybe, but I think there's better places, right? I mean, if this bigger pattern ever materializes, that's a big deal, right? Gold gets back above 183, 184, something like that. Especially if it gets above 191-ish, that's a big deal, I think. But as of right now, I don't think there's anything to see in gold. And again, as an indicator, I'm not seeing a rush into gold, which I think is a positive, right? And looking at risk on, risk off type scenarios, let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin being of the riskiest of the risk markets, we just had a 44% move higher. Boom. 44% move higher, 46%, whatever it is. Okay. And so it's kind of starting to consolidate right at a potential area of supply. Totally normal price action. Letting moving averages catch up. I mean, this is just a bullish look, if nothing else, right? And it's about 9 days, I think it was, and it moved 44%. Fantastic, right? This is the area a couple weeks ago. We were worried that this was going to break down and be a risk off indicator, but it held, and that was the sign that risk was okay. Risk on was okay. So that's Bitcoin. Love the price action going on there right now. Again, wouldn't be surprised if it kind of consolidates or moves sideways for a couple days, because that was a big run. But yeah, overall, I think the market is looking good. I think SMH breaking out is amazing, and I think that's going to be bode really well for technology as well as the sector itself. I think that there's some places that are not participating, like the IWM, small caps not participating yet. I like to see that change, but again, it's not a bearish thing. It's just is what it is. Nothing's overdone, nothing's overblown. There's some fear in the market, whether it's the COVID Delta variant or whatever it is that's going on. There's some fear in the market, and I think that goes into the bullish hat, right? Um, you know, so that's my opinion, right? I think the bull market is still on. I think that the SPX, you know, is just consolidating, but again, it looks good there. I think the Qs, again, it's in a bullish uptrend. Again, under the surface, I see breadth improving. Not that it's great, it's improving. So it's all bullish things setting up. That could change, of course. There's a big earnings week again coming up. The big boys, the mega caps went last week, and this week is just a lot of technology names. So check your earnings dates, know when they are, decide how you want to handle them, and be safe out there. If you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. You find me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. I post things there every day, including my scans. And again, hope you all have a great week. Take care.